How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. Today we're making a chicken feeder out of one of these. Good old 5-gallon bucket and a drip pan. So I've got a chicken tractor over there. I'm putting 29 meat chickens in. I wanted to do it today, but it's only going up to 17 degrees. They haven't totally feathered out yet, so they're cold. So they're staying in the house. The weather's gonna break Monday. So Monday they're coming out. So I gotta get a feeder ready for them. So this is gonna be the plan. Lid. It's one of those flexible ones, so I don't have to worry about it breaking, right? Your bucket. I'm gonna cut this piece off. This is trash. See the X? When you're working on something like this, mark the piece you don't need. That way there's no confusion after, right? So piece of hardwood, that's about 6.5 by 6.5. I'll cut that off, and that's gonna fit right in here, right in the center. It's about 8 and a bit inches across, so this is, or 10 inches in diameter. So it's gonna give me 2 inches of feed space all the way inside. And I'm just gonna fill this right up, right? So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take one of these fellas. Woo! We're gonna drill 5 holes right where I marked these lines. So what I did is I went on to Google, and I just went on to Google Images. I want to put 5 holes in here, and I just went on to a 5 pie chart, maximized it on my phone, laid it on the top, and then I was able to just kind of figure out the easiest way to make my marks on the bottom. See the markers there? And then so I've got my 5 points. Then I just laid my bucket in my bin, took my Sharpie, and right above where every one of those marks were, I just did a little with the Sharpie, right? So you can see the little line there. And that's where I'm gonna put my holes. And then we've got this other piece of hardwood. Got my mark here, so I'm gonna cut this off. And this is going to go underneath the drip tray. So it's gonna be that piece of wood I just showed you, then drip tray, then bucket, and then this piece inside bucket, like that. And then I'm gonna run 3-inch deck screws through here, through the bottom of the bucket, through the drip tray, and into that bottom board. And we're gonna have ourselves a chicken feeder. So that's where we're starting. So got our bucket. Let's change the angle for you guys here. There. See it? Cool. All right. So these are where we're putting the holes. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. When you're drilling in plastic, you always end up with those shreds, right? I'm gonna do it right in the drip tray. That way, when I'm done, I can just shake all the shreds out. One. Two. So apparently this is really dull. It's given to me by my grandpa after he passed away, so kind of part of the family. I haven't used these things yet, they've been in storage. So apparently I need to either resharpen it or get a new one. that wasn't so bad. Now the question is, I don't think these holes are big enough for feed to come through. Yeah. I don't think these holes are big enough, guys. This is only a 3/4 inch. And I don't think the food's gonna free flow through here. So maybe what I'm gonna have to do is get creative. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, so the 3/4 inch hole saw was not big enough. So what I did is I just drilled a second one right beside it. And then I took my utility knife and all I did was I just kind of connected the dots, smoothed it out, used the edge of the knife to shave it around, and then I just cleaned out all the junk. So when you're doing something like that, you take your knife after you've kind of worked with your plastic, take the edge of your knife and just run it sideways. You'll just clean up all the little bits of plastic that were left over if you have little bits of shavings and stuff. And then this will smooth out the edge of that plastic too. Sometimes, you know, you have a little sharp ridge or something on there. So you can just take something like this, smooth it down. So that's where we're at. Now, we are going to take the two pieces. Got our 6.5 inch and our 10 inch. The 6.5, it's gonna go in here like that. It'll be centered, obviously, right? And then this is gonna go on the bottom. And we're gonna have, oh, sorry, my bad. That's gonna go like that. That's gonna go right through here like this. And the feed is going to fall through here. And because I've got that piece of wood in the center, it's also forcing the feed to come out the holes. And so I'm just going to mark and measure now and start putting this together. And like I said, I wanted to use hardware. I wanted to use nuts and bolts and drill the holes and screw it all together that way, or bolt it together. But like I said, you guys kind of know we're all locked down up here in Ontario and it's ridiculous. So I'm stuck using these. So that's what I'm going to use. But once I go to the hardware store, this will be super easy to take apart. I can just back these screws out, put my drill hole right through where the screw holes work because it'll all be clean. And then I can just put hardware in, but I need this built today. So here we are. Okay, so this is where we are. I've marked and measured this. I've gone 2 inches in from the corners. I'm going to pre-screw my 3-inch screws. That way, once I'm down in the bucket, all I have to do is drive these right through the bottom. Hi, Abby. That's Abby. It's project day on the homestead. We went to a local dairy and we picked up, I don't know, 25 3-gallon plastic ice cream barrels that they were using at the dairy for serving ice cream to people. So all the minions are over there washing and cleaning buckets for me. We're gonna drill holes in the bottom after with those buckets with the 3/4 for drainage, and then we're gonna be putting, we're gonna start putting plants in them. I've got about 30 pepper plants I'll probably put into there. So back to here. Oh, good job. So pre-screw these in. Now, assembly time. Bucket. That. One of these. Okay, I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, so we got everything sandwiched together. I put the board underneath the drip tray and I marked it off with a Sharpie marker around the corners, so I make sure that once I start putting this together, if it starts moving, I'll know our starting point. I've got the wooden piece inside here centered, and away we go. So, here we are. One feed bucket. So, we did have this happen. Hold on. So I didn't drive the screws the rest of the way through because I don't want them to go into the deck. But my piece of wood split. I was thinking about whether I should pre-drill it or not, but I was hoping that it wasn't going to do that. So, is this back to the drawing board again? Not sure. Here we go, problem solving. Okay, so after thinking about it, I'm gonna want to switch this out to actual nuts and bolts hardware, just to make it last a little bit longer. And because that piece of wood split, right, I'm gonna have to swap it out. But I have the other half of that piece of wood. So I'm gonna run this for a couple of days just so I can get those chickens, those meat chickens in the brood, from the brooder in the house into the chicken tractor. And this will hold up for a couple of days anyways. I mean, they're only 1 pound chickens. They don't need a whole lot of food. So here's the final product, guys. See the holes? It's gonna spill into the rubberized drip tray. It's one of those ones you can't break, right? And there's the inside for you guys that want to see. So if you had the right hardware and, you know, once you put all your tools together and stuff, this took me all in all 25 minutes to make, right? And if I would have had, let's say, a 1-inch hole saw, or maybe even something 1.5 inch, then this would have been done in 5 minutes flat. So it doesn't take much to put these together. Now on to the next project. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope this helps. Like I said, super duper simple. Have a great day. Bye.